Hey friends, Sean from SGT Report here. If you feel like we're on the precipice of something huge, that's probably your spidey sense, and you're probably right. Welcome to SGT Report 2 on YouTube, the home of truth and real news, which YouTube despises. The global economic situation feels very toppy and flash crashy, as Zero Hedge put it Sunday night, with the Turkish lira flash crashing 15% in just seconds, a gargantuan move for any currency. And yet another example of why owning physical silver and gold in a world awash in endless debt is at this point common sense. Gold was up on Sunday night and testing $1,550 per ounce as Asian markets opened. But when New York markets opened on Monday morning, the cartel monkey-hammered gold back down to around 1,530 US fiat dollars per ounce. Meanwhile, in Hong Kong, the world watches as the battle for freedom and liberty exposes communist Chinese on the world stage, with China's central government claiming it has the responsibility to intervene when riots take place in Hong Kong. InfoWars' Greg Reese is on the ground in China, where many protesters there are carrying American flags and sharing sentiments about that flag, which ought to be shared with Marxist Democrats in the United States, many of whom don't seem to feel the same way.
Why are y'all holding the American flag today for this protest?
It's because the American flag represents freedom, democracy, and liberty. And we wish to raise the awareness from the American people.
We hope the world will stand with us to fight against communist China, they say. It's amazing to continue to see so many young Americans who have been born with such freedoms take them for granted. And in the case of Antifa members and Socialist Party members, to fight against the Bill of Rights and Constitution openly while working to usher in their communist vision for the United States.
Can we please just keep the chatter to a minimum? It's affecting my ability to focus. Thank you.
Thank you, comrade.
It is truly unbelievable to watch, and it will be a rude awakening for the libtard left if and when they get what they want.
Point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Okay.
Meanwhile, back in Hong Kong,
This march is for the demolition of some camera. Because the government want to use the camera to
do some face recognition to trace all the people.
freedom fighters were busy tearing down facial recognition cameras, rebelling against the social credit scores system, a communist system of control that Silicon Valley would gladly roll out in the United States if they can get away with it. And by the way, destroying facial recognition systems, as shown here in Hong Kong, may soon be an action required in cities across America if Big Brother's cameras and 5G begin to be used malevolently. A wrench in the gears of tyranny. Divided we are weak, together invincible. In other news, the insane left's anti-family, pro-perversion agenda brings us this article from NBC quote-unquote news titled "Time's Up on Heterosexuality." Making the New World Order argument is none other than radical feminist Marcie Bianco, a fledgling writer and self-declared cultural critic. The avowed atheist, according to her own Twitter profile, believes that a woman's divine ability to bear children is an assault on the fairer sex and that heterosexuality is, quote, the bedrock of their global oppression. Let that sink in. Marcie Bianco, a leftist lesbian atheist, believes that when a woman and a man procreate, thereby perpetuating the species of Homo sapien on planet Earth, said woman is merely serving the patriarchy which oppresses her. Contrast the insanity of that thinking against the beliefs of truly oppressed people around the world who are willing to fight true tyranny for the ability to live free. The atheist lesbian writes, quote, "Men need heterosexuality to maintain their societal dominance over women," end quote. No, dummy. Men need women to fall in love with so they can get married, make babies, and have families. It's called the procreation of the species. The union between a man and a woman is divinely anointed because it is the godly source of human life on this planet. The fact that without a man and a woman, the atheist lesbian would not exist at all is evidently lost on the atheist lesbian, who goes on to write that, quote, "Women are increasingly realizing not only that they don't need heterosexuality, but that it's often the bedrock of their global oppression. The leftist atheist lesbian goes on to celebrate dancer and TV personality Julianne Hough, who recently told her husband that she's bisexual, and Miley Cyrus, the former Disney child star whose squeaky clean Hannah Montana duality has been morphed over the years into a sex kitten, and now a bisexual sex kitten whose husband, actor Liam Hemsworth, just filed for divorce, as Miley's lesbian dalliances are celebrated by TMZ and other mainstream outlets, including the leftist Lesbian Atheist, who tweeted that Miley Cyrus's split with Liam Hemsworth isn't just celebrity gossip, it's a blow to the patriarchy, a tweet she was so proud of, she pinned it, and a tweet that even her whopping 8,376 Twitter followers didn't much care about, given its 6 retweets and only 49 likes. Honestly, as I scrolled through her Twitter feed, it became painfully obvious that the San Francisco-based fledgling writer and self-avowed lesbian atheist is, well, irrelevant. So why would NBC quote-unquote news give her the time of day and platform to share her reverse, misogynistic, godless, and literally anti-human views? The answer is obvious. It is the agenda. The agenda to destroy the culture, to destroy Christian norms, to destroy the family, and to destroy society. It's no secret. It's not even a conspiracy theory. David Rockefeller, the founder of the CFR, as much admitted so while his satanic heart was still beating. I actually covered another part of this agenda in my recent video titled Billie Eilish, Epstein, and the Luciferian Agenda, which begins with the much acclaimed Eilish's opening line of her new song, which goes like this.
My Lucifer is lonely.
It reminds me of the words of former Texas Congressman Tom DeLay, who warned us that evil people within the U.S. Department of Justice were moving to legalize 12 perversions just a few years ago.
Well, we've already found a secret memo coming out of the Justice Department. They're now going to go after 12 new perversions, things like bestiality, polygamy, having sex with little boys and making that legal. The LGBT is only the beginning.
I just heard the other day that a new Matrix movie has been greenlit, likely due to the massive success and popularity of Keanu Reeves and the John Wick series of movies. Reportedly, Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss will be reprising their roles in the Wachowski brothers, the Wachowski sisters flick. Yeah, I had forgotten about that. See, the famous writer-director brothers team that were the minds and the visionaries behind the first Matrix movie and subsequently the not very good sequels have transitioned. That's right. The Wachowski brothers have transitioned into Lily and Lana Wachowski. Are you hearing that, Neo? Do you seriously think it's a coincidence? And do you think it's a coincidence that one of the most famous Olympic athletes to grace boxes of Wheaties now looks like this and goes by the name Caitlyn? And do you think it's a coincidence that Disney's once lovable Hannah Montana is now a lesbian fighting against the patriarchy and her global oppression while being celebrated by leftist atheist lesbians and NBC News? In her article, the lesbian, self-avowed atheist and fledgling writer concludes, historically, women have been conditioned to believe that heterosexuality is natural or innate, just as they have been conditioned to believe that their main purpose is to make babies, and if they fail to do so, they are condemned as not real or as bad women. The atheist lesbian concludes, celebrities are not always at the vanguard of feminist thought, but both Julianne Hough and Miley Cyrus have recently spoken out about sexuality in ways that puts their power and responsibility back into their own hands. So evidently, a woman's power is through sex, but only through sex with other women. And one final note to the self-avowed atheist lesbian. You wrote, historically, women have been conditioned to believe that heterosexuality is natural or innate, just as they have been conditioned to believe that their main purpose is to make babies. Marcie, if it weren't for women making babies with men, there would be no historically, because there would be no history. There would be no human beings at all, not even atheist lesbians. Welcome to the Matrix, friends. Thanks for watching, and for real news 24/7, you can always visit us at sgtreport.com, and be sure to hit the subscribe button for this backup channel, SGT Report 2, on YouTube. Also, for those who haven't done so, download the Brave browser. It's more than twice as fast as Google Chrome, and it will not spy on you. It's absolutely free. I'll leave the link below this video. Download it, install it, and begin using the Brave browser. You'll be glad you did. And check out the links below this video. Thanks so much. God bless. This is the first ever SGT Report Silver Round, and SD Bullion is the only place in the world to get it. I'll leave a link below this video.